Hi there and welcome to this edition of Inoapps USA's webinar series. Today's digital learning event features talent acquisition using Oracle Recruiting Cloud. A recording of this session will be made available via Inoapps YouTube channel, and be sure to hit the subscribe button to receive the latest news and videos from Inoapps. If you have any questions following the broadcast that we have not answered, would like to schedule a demo, or you just want to know more about our robust, industry-focused, end-to-end Oracle solutions, we'd like to hear from you. So our contact information will be displayed in the closing slide. Today's webisode is presented by Latish Peter, Inoapps USA's Senior HCM Consultant. My name is Samantha Simpson, Senior Marketing Executive for Inoapps USA, and we thank you for joining us today. Founded in 2006, Inoapps has been successfully providing Oracle products for over a decade. Through a series of complementary acquisitions, Inoapps' global expansion provides a diversified portfolio of Oracle solutions and services. Technology moves fast, and in 2014, Inoapps USA was established right here in Houston, Texas, to support the rapidly growing need for Oracle's cloud customers. This map represents our expansive footprint with a global reach, and we are also an exclusive Oracle Platinum partner with over 300 consultants worldwide. Here we have quite a few noteworthy awards. As you can see, Inoapps year-over-year proven consistency makes for quite the decorated industry leader. On to the agenda. During this episode of Inoapps USA's webinar series of Oracle Recruiting Cloud Talent Acquisition, Latish will discuss some key focus areas and a brief overview of what exactly Oracle Recruiting Cloud is, the key variances between ORC and Taleo. He'll then discuss strategic organizational improvement, cost reduction, and simplified by increased employee engagement, which ORC and talent acquisition help do. Latish will also show us some best practices around implementation approach of ORC's talent acquisition, and then follow it up with a brief navigation and system demo. So please feel free to send inquiries through the chat box, as we will have some time during the broadcast to address those questions. And stick around for a peek into our next featured topics for upcoming episodes of Inoapps USA's webinar series. And now here he is, Latish.
Thank you, Samantha. Good morning, everyone. So as Samantha said, we're a company founded in 2006, and she did a great job of presenting who we are and putting our footprint. So I'm here to talk about Oracle Recruitment Cloud. What is ORC? Before I do that, a little bit of background about myself. I've been in the HCM and recruiting industry for about 8 years now. I've been with Inoapps for a little less than a year. I'm local to Houston. So we'll jump on right ahead. So what is ORC, right? I've highlighted 5 points here. I'll kind of go through each of them. First is it talks about single platform recruiting solution, compelling candidate experience. What does that mean, right? So it's a new recruiting solution built natively on Oracle HCM Cloud. ORC is not a standalone product, and this is important. You cannot buy ORC separately. You need to have Oracle Recruiting Cloud, and it requires fusion because it shares the same platform. It leverages core HCM suite elements, right? Second up, robust sourcing. Basically, ORC provides the sourcing and comprehensive recruiting capabilities. Organizations will be able to drive proactive campaigns, identify future pipelines of talent ahead of demand. Internal employee candidates will be able to benefit from increased access to internal opportunities and potential career paths available in a company, basically retaining your internal candidates. Organizations will benefit from streamlined administration and ongoing maintenance. This is your third one, which talks about comprehensive recruiting. Helping to eliminate challenges of account management, single sign-on, data integrations, reporting. Fourth point is the suite experience. Basically, it will leverage the full HCM suite, which includes workforce structures, such as locations, departments, and jobs. Uh, for example, previous employment and work preferences, compensations, salary bases, etc. Innovative design is the last one. It basically talks about how your external candidates will be able to have conversational interactions. It talks about chatbots. They'll be able to talk in real time and discover more information about positions of interest and the company's recruiting process. To help increase candidate engagement and conversion. So moving along to the next slide, we will be talking about Oracle Recruitment Cloud. These are the three key points that's they're listed by Oracle, and I'll be kind of touching over on each of them in detail. First is that it's candidate-centric. Now, what this means is Oracle's combination of recruitment, marketing, and applicant tracking features essentially eliminates the need for multiple recruiting systems, right? It eliminates costs, streamlines the experience, and gives recruiting teams line of sight across their entire process with tracking initiatives and measurable campaigns. Second is talent aware. ORC provides a unified user experience, and candidates have a single profile. It also provides a unified platform that simplifies administration and opens up new possibilities for cross-pillar insights and a recruiting process powered by all your talent data. So no integrations, no data management, no cost, no hassle. We've all been there, right? You have Taleo, you have to deal with integrations, not even Taleo, I mean, other applicant tracking systems, So this is all in one suite. The last one is basically data-driven, right, approach. Basically talks about behavioral targeting, automatic matching of candidates to job requisitions via AI or artificial intelligence. Oracle's technical innovations to deliver a next generation of recruiting system, not simply a reform of the old. It's a differentiated offering in today's competitive market. Moving along to the next slide, we will be touching on analysis and reporting. So this new recruiting product offers a broad spectrum for analysis and reporting on recruiting, sourcing, and events in real time. Embedded analytics and dashboards provide managers and recruiters with a quick and easy way to access current and past recruiting and candidate data. The user-friendly metrics provides managers with data visualizations directly from their dashboards. And the best part, no reporting developer skills are required to run. So I know a lot of you probably coming from the Oracle world may know about Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, which is your simple drag and drop reporting. Essentially, you can create reports for recruiting using that same feature. You don't need to have SQL skills to build data models, all that. So very user-friendly. Moving along, we'll talk about how Oracle differs from, how ORC differs from Taleo. While Taleo is tightly integrated to the HCM cloud suite, it's still on a separate platform. So I personally like Taleo, right? It's a great tool, but at the end of the day, it's its own separate platform. Fusion and Taleo integrations allows for seamless data transfer via TCC or Taleo Connect client, but it still requires initial hardwiring and scheduling of recurring feeds. So I mean, you still have to run those, scripts. You have to either automate those or do a manual load. But Oracle Recruiting Cloud sits on the same platform, and it benefits from no integrations or feeds. Also, this is important, security architecture. You know how you have Taleo or any other ATS has its own set of roles, right? There's other applicant tracking systems out there like SuccessFactors, and they have their own security architecture. But Oracle Recruiting Cloud leverages on the same roles and privileges within HCM. So essentially, if you have a role which is built within HCM, you can use the same architecture and map those duty roles and job roles and create a recruiter or hiring manager role within Oracle Recruitment Cloud. What this makes is this makes implementation and maintenance fairly seamless during tasks like role customization, etc. Moving along, we'll kind of touch base on how ORC can help your organization save and improve employee engagement. So I've kind of outlined 5 points here. I'm not going to go into a deep dive. I'll just kind of skim through. Basically, what it's saying is we have one platform experience, right? It talks about leverage, share technology, and it will minimize your IT support costs. Again, Oracle Recruiting Cloud addresses common challenges organizations face in finding the best talent, hiring them quickly, and onboarding them effectively, which can be difficult in today's competitive market. Which is why the second one is also important. One user experience, basically navigate across all cloud applications, elegant simplicity, etc. The third one is the one data model. Access a single global employee record across all applications. Fourth one is a universal reporting analytics. I think we touched on this slide already, so I'm not going to go into the details on this one. The fifth one is one provider, right? So streamline IT operations with one set of processes. And ORC takes the overall recruiting process into the modern era by leveraging a data-driven approach, a mobile-first UI or user interface to source and engage both internal and external candidates. All right, so moving along, we will talk about the differences in implementation. For example, between Taleo and ORC, I don't know if a lot of you coming from the Taleo world may have already know that Taleo requires that all the structure elements, which consists of your typical OLF or organization locations and job functions, is required to support recruiting, candidate sourcing, hiring activities. They have to be loaded in Taleo as part of the overall product implementation. For example, if you want to have a location within your HCM, you will first have to add that in Taleo, right? So you put that location in Taleo, you run a script, and then that location will be saved in HCM. So that's essentially the process talks about your implementation differences. Now I will kind of get to the exciting part, which is the system demo. So this is essentially your Oracle's user interface, right? When you log in, this is exactly what it shows up for the recruiter role. So in this case, Conrad Hagen is our test recruiter from Oracle. They've provisioned us this demo environment. So when you log in, these are your navigator tools, as we call them. Now, the quickest way to access recruiting is you can either go into your client groups where it says hiring, or you can go to your navigator function here and access it through here. So we'll go into hiring. And if you notice, it kind of gives you an overview of all the job requisitions that are open right now. And I can drill down to each of them. Like, for example, if I go on the operations intern tab, right now it tells me I have 3 job applications. So it kind of gives me the position overview, one you to be reviewed status. It talks about your screening services. Right now, Oracle Recruiting Cloud has HireRight as their preferred background check partner. There's talks on adding more background checks vendors in the roadmap, but because HireRight is the most commonly used screening services, that's what they're going with right now. Job formatting. This is where you can upload videos about your company. For example, a YouTube video about your company culture, etc. Your posting section. Visibility. Do you only want a position to be viewable by internal candidates only, or do you want it to be both, right? Interview feedback, etc. So I'll go back. So next one is your candidate search, right? So you can do your Oracle's wildcard percentage sign, and it'll kind of list out your entire database of candidates. Of course, you can drill it down to a position where you only want to see the candidates that applied for a particular position. So I'll go back to the recruiting page, and there's a campaign section. For example, if you have a goal that you want to create, for example, in this presentation, we have said that okay, in Atlanta, we wanted to have human capital management jobs. Our goal is 3 so far. There's been 2 applications, so we're almost there to achieving our goals. And then you can create multiple campaigns based on your business needs. Candidate pools, right? This talks about how you can group all the candidates who have a particular skill set into one pool. So in this case, all your human capital management candidates have been pooled into this one candidate pool. So for example, if you have internal employees that may have left the company and they have certain set of skill sets and that you may want to retain in the future, we could put this in this repository. Job offers that are, this is the one that we've kind of created. It tells you the process and draft. I'm not going to change all that because this Oracle's demo environment, the last thing I want to do is mess it up for them. So we'll keep it as it is. And so this is your high-level overview of your user interface, how it's going to look. So now this is your recruiter view, right? The employee. How is it going to look for your candidates who applied? So I have another tab open. Let's see. I'll go back. So this is your essentially, yeah. It talks about the positions that were open. It's the same view that the recruiter was seeing, but now your external candidates can look at browse within the different positions, and we'll pick on this operations intern because this is the one that we clicked on. If you notice that video that the recruiter was able to post shows up here, it gives you a brief job summary about us, etc. And then if I hit apply now, it'll take me to a page where you just have to put in your email address. Once you hit next, even though it says you don't need to have an account, just fill in the basic details. And once you submit that, the recruiter should get a notification here that so-and-so candidate has applied for this position. And on the hiring tab, instead of 3 job applications for the operations intern, it will show up 4. So this is sort of kind of in a nutshell about what the UI or the user interface looks like. I'll hand it over back to Samantha.
That was super. What a wonderfully informative demonstration, Latish. Thank you so much. That interface is so sleek and appears to be quite user-friendly. I do have a quick question while the demo environment is still visible to our audience. For the candidate viewing feature, the company's open job recs, is that a subset of the company's website, or where do the candidates go to look for potential employment opportunity?
So I'll just go back to the, hang on just a second. So this is whenever a candidate, looks at the company's website, right? So it'll take you to the career section. Most companies will put it in their career section. So it will tell you join our team, and then this little button which says view all jobs. Now that will kind of bring in the entire list of jobs that are there.
Great explanation. Thanks so much. It does bring me to my next question. From the perspective of sourcing, data sourcing, qualified prospects, and things of that nature, how does the solution pull from the different social sites, social networking, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, those types of things?
Yeah, social sourcing, right? So that's on the roadmap for Recruiting Cloud. where it's not in the current feature yet, but at some point they want to be able to do resume parsing, etc. So it's on the roadmap for this year's release. I think right now we're in 18B. 18C is the one that they've actually talked about incorporating all the social sourcing from LinkedIn, Indeed, etc.
Everything you're saying sounds really good so far. I just have one last question. You had mentioned the background check functionality, and I was just hoping that maybe you could elaborate a little bit more on which company is used and if there are multiple companies. What can you tell us about that?
It's a federal state background check. It's called HireRight. A lot of companies use that background. That's the preferred vendor for a lot of companies. And there's talks about adding more vendors. So as the system gets enhanced, further and further, we'll be adding more background check vendors. So you can also do a custom if you have a preferred vendor, right? And if you would like that vendor to be incorporated in your background check, you can request Oracle, and depending on the number of requests they get, like for example, if they get the same number of requests for, like say for example, another background check vendor, they will evaluate it and possibly implement it. But you can also do custom API, although Oracle doesn't support it because there could be issues with the custom API integration. But a lot of these vendors, preferred vendors, are already on the roadmap for Oracle.
It seems Oracle's well-defined roadmap to the cloud is constantly evolving and improving to include such phenomenal integrations as talent acquisition. And that was a fantastic deep dive into the solution. Thanks, Latish. Join us on our next webisode, Thursday, November 15th at 9 a.m. Central Time, as we take it back a notch with HCM Reporting in the cloud for a more comprehensive overview to help navigate reporting options. And how would you like to learn how to get the most from your on-site EBS environment? Tune in December 6th at 9 a.m. Central and discover Inoapps methods to utilizing your organization's investment to the fullest. As promised, here are our contact details. And while you're already here, hit subscribe on Inoapps YouTube channel for more videos, demos, webisodes, and soon-to-be released industry solutions portfolios. Be sure to follow our Inoapps USA Showcase page on LinkedIn, on Twitter at Inoapps, and check out our Inoapps podcast on SoundCloud. On behalf of Latish and myself, thank you so much for joining.
All right. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, everyone.